Yeah, being here. Oh, you got it right. So I'm forget about that. All right, we are live. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. So, last week we had a iPad that didn't want to cooperate, so we had to get one of our laptops set up as um, the computer used the video feed for my page. So we got my page over here, separate button, and then we have the other apps and devices.
Mm-hmm.
Hope everybody having a great day Tuesday. Friday
Yes.
can come in earlier or quicker.
Tell me that. I know computer days. One of my favorites.
Let me tap dance a little bit while she's getting everything set up. You see McCoy team, getting a McCoy team haircut.
Come on, he ordered his supplies.
I'm not, I'm just surviving. I'm not.
Hey, Brittany.
I'm thriving on surviving. Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
All right. My name's topic. This is going to let you make a topic before you get online. So.
Yeah, it looks like they changed the comments on
Kaza. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. Kaza in the Kaza style. I think that's. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Oh, I'm adding this one. I'm sorry. Okay. Happy Cinco de Mayo, for all my Latino friends and Latino fans. I'm sorry, I keep looking over here because I'm trying to see, it's not using so a little bit, just a little bit, so I can see the comments. Because the comments used to be on the right side.
Yeah. I'm about to do this, I'm readjusting my glasses. I don't want my glasses. I usually wear my glasses, but I'm just about to readjust nothing.
Let's move back. Nah, that puts us back.
All right.
Puts us there and then
So we're on different platforms. We're on our personal Facebook pages and also our brand page, the Brand Geeks on Facebook and Instagram as well. Like Pete mentioned, happy Tuesday. Hope you all having a better than evening night.
Better than that.
Better?
So better than evening. Hey, I don't know.
It's been a long day. Hope you all have been having a better than ever night. Everybody's been quarantining, at least, for those of us who are not essential workers. But I hope you all have been staying safe.
Yeah, healthy.
Staying healthy.
Yeah. Looks like
trying to make the best out of it.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end of it, it seems.
Yeah.
Starting to see states starting to open up and stores, malls. I've seen a bunch of people lined up for some joints that came out for. They have some joints that come out every year for May the 4th. Be with you,
Star Wars.
So they have the Jordan 4s come out right before those. So we saw people at the mall lined up for that. So
we weren't at the mall.
On the news,
online.
It's home, safe, right? But we saw people on there, and it just shows that stuff is starting to slowly open up. So.
But anywho, this week, we're in a new month, the month of May, almost getting to that half point of the year, huh? I wasn't even this time I wasn't even thinking about it. So every year, when NSYNC was in, I was a huge NSYNC fan, and every.
Why don't you tell me your email address? Go and give a little background.
Oh my gosh! Well, that has nothing to do with NSYNC though. My email address.
Oh, it's another group.
Yes.
See, it shows how much I know.
Okay, so back
back
when boy bands were in, which is middle school our years. I was both an NSYNC and Backstreet Boys fan. So one of my first email addresses that I have, I should first preface that I liked out of the Backstreet Boys, my favorite one was AJ. So in my first email that I ever made has the name AJ in it. And I still have that to this day, and I still use it today as one of my emails. But yeah. Oh yeah, hi Diane.
How you doing? Good to see you.
So that's a little backstory on that.
Yeah.
But anywho, every year I like using the same meme on May 1st or right before May comes, and it's you know, because in the song it's gonna be bang, you know. I just like it. I just like it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I like
every year.
I like it. Every year.
Catching up
And it's funny to me, and he laughs. He chuckles every time. So it's not just me. See? Why does it make you laugh? Oh my gosh. But I don't even say it.
You do say it all the time. You know, it's just funny. It's just funny that you're consistent. It's been like, God, you know, 15 years. It's been a while.
I am consistent.
She's been consistent all the time. So.
Anywho, yeah, so we're in the new month of May, and our focus this month, we're going to be talking about two topics this month. So why you need a website, and also why you need to be on social media.
Yes.
But this week, we're going to focus on 2 reasons on why you need a website. Oh, hey, guys, just came across you. I'm checking you out. Oh, thanks for checking us out.
Thanks for dropping in. Yes. Good to see you. Good to hear from you.
So, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about 2 reasons why you need to have a website for your business, for your company. Hey, Uncle.
Hey, family.
Family in the building.
Okay. Come on, 8 o'clock. Family show up.
And just a few housekeeping. Well, not a few housekeeping, just really one. Please be sure to like this live and also share.
Yes.
Share and like this live. All right. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So we're talking about why you need a website. So tonight we're going to be focusing on 2 reasons why you need a website. And I'll say the 2 and then we'll go deeper into both of those. The first reason why you need to have a website, because having an online space where you own the audience is very crucial and huge. And we will go into, that and more into depth on that. And then the second reason is because of SEO, search engine optimization.
Yes. Google. Now, I know they got Bing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're focusing on Google.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that.
Exactly. It's like Apple, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Apple. Anywho, sorry y'all. This is a joking mood. Anywho, so the first point. Oh my gosh. What?
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm giving y'all a little bit of the personality here, okay?
This is huge. Anyway.
Nobody wants to be, rigid, right? Y'all want somebody,
You want to be authentic.
Right.
Real. Okay.
Anywho, so the first reason, right, having an online space where you own the audience is crucial. And I'm going to let Cleet start this one off because he has a lot to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, and then I'm also, so we talked about earlier, we have this camera today because we used to have iPad, we're not on this last week. So
we're trying out some things. So if you see us looking in different directions, it's because we have different platforms on right now that we're streaming from. So we won't forget about all of our people that we have on each of the platforms. So
what's up, my cousin? He talks on you looking grown now. Yeah, man.
What's your cousin's name?
My cousin Chico.
Oh, hey, Chico.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's been a few years, man. Got some crazy in here finding. All right. So let's dive into it.
Yeah.
What So I was about to start getting into the fact that a lot of times, with social media, when you're starting your brand, you're creating content. You may have products, services, whatever the case is. A lot of times we're like, you know what? I can go ahead and build this company off of my social media, my Facebook fan page or my Instagram page, or, I came across a client and he's in the fitness industry, and he showed me how there were a lot of trainers who didn't have a website, but they were running their complete business from their Instagram page. So while you can function with that setup, right? Function with just having a fan page on Facebook or Instagram page, you are missing out on so many aspects of how you can really grow and scale your business without having a website. Website is so integral because it is absolutely and positively your space on the web where it's like, we talked about this in the past.
It's your hub.
It's your hub. It is your brick and mortar in the digital world.
Yeah.
Okay. And without it, what happens is, a person doesn't have any consistent place to go and consume your content. They don't know They don't know where to consistently go to learn more about your product or service or your content. If you're a writer, if you create T-shirts, if you create any type of content, you may be a rapper or a singer, they need a consistent place where they can go and get all forms of that information. Facebook, Instagram, and you name it, all of the other platforms, they all have different limitations, and they have restrictions that may keep you from being able to show your content, your products, and your services completely. But when you have a website, you have ownership of an area on the web where you can control that content. So, and it kind of leads to the next point, which is the fact that you need a place where you can control the content. So, God forbid, at this very moment, we're doing a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live. Facebook and Instagram say, you know what, I'm tired of being open. I'm just going to hit this button and shut it down. Imagine the thousands and well, I don't know about millions, but thousands of people who run their business solely online who would be affected immediately by the decision of someone else.
Right.
Okay. So when you have a website, you take ownership of that content, that those products, those services, you take that back to yourself, and you're able to control the disbursement of that information the way that you feel like you have control on Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
And I keep using those. You got YouTube, you got LinkedIn, you got all the other ones. It's the same story. So one of the biggest things we wanted to just take some time to talk about today was having that online hub where people can get everything about you, and like Kim said, in one spot. So yes, you have a Facebook page. Yes, you have an Instagram page. You have a Twitter. You may have a LinkedIn. You may have a Pinterest. Guess what? A website can house all of those links and all of those what we call funnels or channels, so that a person would be able to find you and interact with you on those platforms and on your website. Let's say if you're a person, you do how-to videos, right? So you may have all those videos on your Facebook channel, but you can also have them on your Facebook, on your page, and you can now control everything on that page. Okay. All right.
Okay, we're in our meeting. That's what happens. When you're quarantining at home and you're doing the live, we have little ones, everyone. Sometimes we preface it on the lives. Sometimes you might hear them in the background. So
yeah, this is quarantine live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get her together.
She can keep going.
We had spaghetti tonight, so spaghetti gets a little messy.
So I'm gonna tap dance while she's like. Anyway, I can keep going with my point. Make sure I get it. Oh, this is funny. Hey, like I said, I'm sure you all for me, so I'm not even embarrassed anymore. Kids, they're just doing what they want. I'm done fighting them. I just roll with the punches, man, at this point. So she's tending to Miss Paris while I tap dance a little bit. So I was talking about the reason that you want to have your website. You want to have a place on the internet where you can house all of your content, and people can continue to, you can control what happens. So on Facebook and on Twitter, here's another thing that I think some people may not take into account. And you may be telling yourself, you know what, I don't have a product, I don't have services, right? I don't care. I just need a Facebook page. Yeah, but maybe you're looking for a new job, right? Maybe you're in the market to take your career to the next level. Maybe you, like I said, maybe you are a writer, a content creator, and you may not see how you can turn that to a product or service. I'm of the belief that everyone needs a website, because it's a place on the web where you can control the conversation about yourself, your product, and your service, and you can continue to drive people to what we call a call to action and drive them in a specific direction that you want them to go. So let's take, I was just talking about in terms of your website, you look at, let's take into account what happens on social media, right? So you have a social media account, and a lot of times you may be posting, let's say you have products or services, you may be posting those on on your Facebook fan page. It could be on your profile page or whatever have you. Here's the problem. When I come on a Facebook, you want me to buy your T-shirt, right? When I come on the Facebook, I may have intention. I might have. I think I've seen Carol jump on here, right? So let's take Carol as an example. I might have, I might have said, you know what, Carol has these T-shirts. They're really dope. I want to buy one of them. So, I might have just ran into Carol at grocery store. I don't know. I could have seen her somewhere. I'm like, I'm go support Carol. So I go on Facebook, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to go buy her a shirt. The moment I get on Facebook, I see one of my homeboys from high school. He literally just sent me a message. I've been looking to talk to him for about 5 years, and here he goes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh man, what's up? Now, 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours later, I'm still talking to my friend. I've totally forgot about Carol's T-shirt, and now Carol's missed out on an opportunity because she put all of all of her options in one basket, basically. Since she put all of her eggs in one basket, that's what I'm trying to say. They couldn't find it. But you get my point. So when you have a website and you drive traffic to your website, now you get to control what happens. And when they come to that website, they're only there for you. So the distraction level goes 10 times down. And now you can do several things. When they hit that website, you can have them subscribe to a newsletter or podcast just to have them give you their email in exchange for a freebie. Freebie being some kind of free PDF, a sample of your music, a sample of your shirt, something that you would give them in exchange, for their email address. But you get to control that more so than you can do on social media platforms. Okay, so that's one of the learning benefits. You get to control the conversation. When they get on there, you can design a website where you can design a pathway that they go down, right? So some websites I've been on, it as soon as you hit the website, it's like get started. When you click the get started button, it's like 1, sign up for my newsletter. 2, subscribe to me on YouTube and do whatever.
Steps.
Right. It literally is a place where you can control the path of your client. So you want to make sure that you are positioning yourself to take advantage of that. And that's why you need a website. That's just one aspect of it. I mean, we talked about the sales aspect, we talked about collecting data. Before, when I first kind of got into the web building game, it was really about having a nice website. And if you've listened to any of our previous lives, you've heard me say this before. It was almost like a glorified business card, a digital business card. Now it is more so, it's your central hub where you get all of your, a person can make a purchase of your product or service. They can book your time with you. They can do all of these things on your website. So without you having that, you're missing out on those things. So, you want to make sure that you're positioning yourself to run your business and have your business run when you're sleeping.
The online real estate.
Yeah. So I don't want to belabor the point, but the big thing that you want to take away, you absolutely need a website, whether you're selling a product or service or not, just because you can control the conversation, you can control the content the person consumes. You can have that happen while you're off doing something else. And I think while you can mimic that on the social platforms, you don't get the amount of control that you do when you run it on your own. Okay? And the last thing I'll say is, so the website was for the long time a glorified business card. Now it's a place where you get a chance to capture or get something back for a person interacting with you. So on a normal basis, if someone, like on these lives, right, most of the time someone's going to come on, they're going to listen, and they're going to jump off. If you're bringing those conversations over to your website and you're getting someone's email, now you're building your list so that later on you can, come back and so you can come back and talk to them more about the product or the service. You can survey them, you can quiz them, you can do so many things. It's a better exchange than than you would have if if you were just on social media fighting with everybody else who's entertaining everybody.
You're right.
Give me a second.
And I was gonna say like another good classic example of this is what's been happening right now. We've been what happened?
I was like,
Giving the people all the
my
close
pores.
all these DJs have been going live, right, on social media,
that's
right? But, after a little bit, Facebook, because Facebook owns both Facebook and Instagram, of course, picked up on it and some of their music copywritten. So they've been kind of shutting some of them down. And, you wouldn't have that issue if you kind of had your own platform or your own online real estate, i.e. website, to do streaming on there or whatever have you.
And don't get it twisted. You need social media, right?
Yeah.
But the key
definitely is, which is what we're going to be talking about next week.
Yeah. So you definitely need it, but the key is you want to use it in a way where it's driving back to something you can control.
Yeah.
You want to be grabbing emails. So
yeah.
If you don't take anything from this live today, get emails, right? Everything you're doing, you need to have some type of exchange. Whether you're getting people to spend money, you're getting people to just give you their email. You want to get an exchange from your audience so that not just because you're selfish, you're just trying to, ball off of them, right? But so that if you're looking to super serve them, then you want to have a way to constantly get back in contact with them and not always rely on catching their attention when they're on social media,
right,
trying to look at their kids, recital or something. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, Adrian. Hey, Brandon.
Okay, what's up?
I wasn't seeing had scrolled up, so I was for Matt. Who else is on?
Matt Green, talking about preacher. Okay, that's my boy. Okay.
Hey, Matt.
Oh,
dang, it's been a while.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So next point.
SEO, search engine optimization.
So a lot of y'all heard,
we talked a little bit about this last week.
Yeah, and I always laugh because it's funny, there's buzzwords that, if you're on social media any amount of time,
Adrian, have you already did a call? Landing pages, please explain to me, and I'm still confused.
Okay.
Oh, we'll answer it.
Yeah, we'll answer that. Say that.
Yeah.
Anytime, we got you. All right. So SEO, I always laugh because buzzwords in any industry, there's buzzwords. So I have clients that like, I just need to get that SEO. Give me that SEO so I can.
You don't know what it is.
I was just like, it's not like a secret formula or anything, right?
Yeah, or something you purchase.
Yeah, you just put it on. Like a badge, you put it on your website, you fly to your site. No, so let's spend a little time talking about SEO. So Kim just explained what the acronym is search engine optimization. So translation is Google, right? I mean, there's Bing, there's Yahoo. They're out there, but Yahoo is the main player. They have the majority of the search engine market. What I just said?
Yahoo.
See, that's why I get for talking
fast. Yahoo have the main market.
They used to.
They did.
And Google came in and bulldozed them. So, sorry. Google has a majority of the market.
Right.
And man, they even own YouTube. So you were like, okay, but YouTube, they have a great amount. Guess what? They own YouTube.
Yeah.
So they just control the search engine market. And there's some tips we can get into. I'll probably touch on a little bit, but the point is search engine optimization is the practice of optimizing, right, your website, your content so that it's easily searchable.
Right.
That's the long and short of it. And what you want to do, whether it be a simple social media post or whether it be your website, the core elements of search engine optimization is titles and descriptions. So with everything and keywords, but keywords was a big part of it when it first kind of became a thing, but people were abusing that, right? So people were they weren't even writing blogs. They were literally just have a blog post and they would have 100 something keywords that people were searching and they were putting that on their website, and they would use that as a way to drive traffic to the website and get their ranking up, right? So before I go any further, what's ranking? Ranking is how your website comes up in the search based off of the search keywords that a person put into the Google search bar, right?
Into the box.
Into the box.
Into the search box.
I'm trying to break it down. You know what I mean? So, when you're searching how to paint my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be, based off of how optimized a website or content is, they're going to get ranked and fed up to you. So the ideal place that we all want to be in is on that first page.
Yeah.
When you're searching that keyword that's associated with your product, service, or content,
right,
you want to be on that first page.
Mm-hmm.
The way to get to that first page in the most simplest form is to create rich content that is associated with that keyword.
Right.
So once again, in the past, I was going down the little history of it. People were just throwing a bunch of keywords on the page so they could get on that first page.
Google still ranking up.
Yeah, Google switched that up. They created some what we call bots, or they're bots, and what they do is they crawl your content. As soon as you post anything to the web, they have a bot that searches the web and it crawls content, and it looks for the consistency of keywords and the consistency. And it's so smart now that it's looking not only for keywords, but it's looking for sentence intents and paragraph structure. So this is why I'm saying you can't just throw keywords anymore. You have to take that keyword, how to paint my house, and write blog posts and all kind of content that is a full thought, right?
Yes,
you can't be like, I paint because I paint because I love to paint.
People are trying to get the easy way out.
People were using it, right? So you literally have to, like, the bot really crawls it, so you have to create content. So the way that you optimize your content in today's world, you have to make your website dynamic, and you have to have good content on social media. So let's start with the dynamic portion. We talked about a website being a glorified business card, and then we said that, okay, well, you need to have that website, have some kind of functionality. Maybe, maybe a person gets on there and they're subscribed to your newsletter. Maybe they schedule a call with you. Maybe they look at your products and they actually buy your product or service on the site. Right. Well, another thing that you want to do is make sure your website is dynamic, right? So to make it dynamic is you have a blog. A lot of people may say, oh, I'm not a blogger. This is not going to be confused with bloggers who have a website that is only about content and writing. Every business, content producer, entrepreneur, on your website, there's some type of information that you can educate your audience with. Right. So in essence, everyone can blog at the very basic level. You don't have to be a blogger or a wonderful writer, but you have to educate and communicate and inform your clients on what the benefits of your product or your service, right? So that's how you make your website dynamic, where it's not the same thing every time they come back. When they come back, there's more content, there's more blog posts. Right. The good news about this is as you write more and more content about your products and service, that just creates more and more rich content, more and more keywords that are associated with those posts that now can be crawled by Google's bots and then ranked onto Google's search engine.
Yes, I struggle with that blog part. I need to work on that.
Yeah, and so here's some myth busting about blogs. They don't have to be 1,000 words. Right? They don't have to be, what do you call it? What's the back in school ABA format? I don't know. Format. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we just psych ourselves out. They don't have to be complex. Literally, it can be, hey, let's say if you were a stylist, it's like, hey, here's my my look for the week. You want to put this color with this color. You want to do this and do that. Okay, I don't call it. Leah, how you doing?
Wow.
Sorry, I don't know if she, that was my back in the day. She was like, oh, I'm coming.
Yes. I don't know.
So I apologize if you.
He said, sup.
So.
Adrian said, can I pay the box to put me on top?
You know what that's called? That's called paid advertising. So you're actually right there. You can do that. That's why you'll see on Google search results, you'll see the first 3 search results always ads, and then from there you'll see those websites that have the highest ranking. So back in the day, they would be at the top, would be the first search result, but then Google's like, yo, I want to make some money, right? So let me go ahead and put these people at the top three, and then they're going to be on the side. So when you have Google AdWords, you can spend a certain amount of money to get your ads to show up on the side and on the top. That's a whole nother live.
I was gonna say SEO in itself is just a whole nother beast of itself that we should
like spend a whole lot on.
Yeah,
we can. I mean, we got a little time to talk with the phone.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, you're talking about paid advertising?
No, SEO. I'm talking about SEO, period. And like a whole breakdown, like, how it really works.
Yeah, today we're really just staying high level. We're gonna cover like some tips. So we're getting into some myths about blogs, and then we'll talk about some things you can do to get your rankings up, right? So
we have 2 questions, but we'll answer the questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it. I'm gonna just hit these 2 points on the wrap it. What was I saying? So to answer your question, Adrian, yes, you can do paid advertising. Now back to what we were saying about the blogs. So that's what makes your website dynamic. You continue to produce blogs, content. Some people call it a blog. You can change the name of it on your website. You can call it News and Insights. You can call it blog. You can post videos, right? It don't have to just be writing, but and so this is how we're breaking the myth, busting the myth. It doesn't have to be 1,000, 1,500 pages. 1,500 words. It doesn't have to be all these amazing images. It doesn't have to be about something that you don't cover, right? If you're talking about painting homes, then it should be about painting homes. But don't need your vacation blog on there. That's why I want to make the distinction. I'm not a blogger. I don't go and travel. Well, that's a travel blogger, right? For your website, you want to have content that's relevant. That's going to cause your rankings to get up. And the more blog posts that you have that are associated with the products and service you offer, the bot is going to crawl your website, identify with those items, and then it's going to give you a ranking based off of all of the other sites and the job that they're doing to give rich content for that information. So hopefully that's clear. If not, reach out to us. We can spend more time. We do free consultations. We can go over SEO and consultations with you. So shameless plug. All right. And so then the last thing I want to say about it is here are some things that you can do to get those rankings up. I mentioned earlier that Google owns YouTube. Yeah. So because of that, YouTube videos typically are the top of the rankings. So Google, when you're doing a Google search, most of the time the hierarchy of information you're going to see, you're going to see the ads, the 3 ads I talked about at the top. You're going to see the ads on the bottom, and then you're going to see videos. It's going to be a row of videos, and then it's all of the websites that have that content. So it's a very common practice and a very wise practice to try to create as much video content as you can in order to get those rankings up. Because now if you have a video, like let's just take a perfect scenario. You have a blog post that has a video at the top about the content you're talking about, how to paint my house. Right. And then you have the written content detailing all of the things that you do to paint your house. What Google's going to do, it's going to crawl that blog post. It's going to say, okay, I'm going to give this person a double ranking. I'm going to get some high ranking because I can put your video in the search, and then I can also put your content. So you'll see on that search if you're in your, and then it started to do it from a geographical area, right? So you may not get the national ranking that's high, but if a person says how to paint homes in Central Florida, guess what? If you put that into your content, that's going to just give you even higher ranking for that specific search. So now, because you got that video, you just bumped yourself up, 12 rankings or so, or I'll just use 12 as a number. But the point I'm making is use video as a way to bump yourself up. And like I said, the key is you have to have a consistency to the content that you post, because what's going to happen is your ranking may not go up right away, but over time, now you went from only having 3 blog posts to having 300 blog posts on your website. So now when you drop that next blog post, it's going to crawl that across everything in your site, and it uses all of that to boost your rankings. The more credible you look online, the more trustworthy you are to potential clients, and Google wants to associate itself with you. So
Put you up as a more credible authority.
yeah, so those are just some things about SEO, but the thing that you have to, I guess the big takeaway for this portion of the live is you want to make your website dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay, no more just putting up a website, spending thousands of dollars for it, and then going moving on and doing everything on social media, right? You want to create content, even if you're doing lives. You want to take those lives, and I'm talking to us. You want to take those lives and put them back on your website, right? You want to take blog posts, social posts that are longer posts. You want to take that and make a blog out of that, right? There's no reason to reinvent the wheel, but use that to get your ranking up. And then why do you need a website? Because it's your central hub. It's where people are going to be able to get everything about you. They can get to all your social platforms from that place. And then this is where you can control the conversation, control the narrative. You can get something in exchange for a person associated with you. You know, they come to you, they love your content. Well, guess what? Subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to my email list so that I can continue to get this content to you. Hey, you like the shirt I'm wearing? Come over here to my website, I can sell it to you.
Right back to your website.
Yeah. So
AJ said, I can post styling tips there. You sure can. That can help me get styling clients as well. Y'all teaching organic write this down. Yes.
Yeah.
You can definitely post styling tips.
Because guess what? When a person is thinking about buying your product or your service, they are doing what subconsciously Amazon has taught all of us on the earth to do. They're looking for reviews.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh man, I want to buy this product. Before, I remember early days, it would be so hard to buy a t-shirt, to buy anything online, because you're like, I need to go try to see how it fits. I can't just buy something online. Well, Amazon thought about that. They thought they spent thousands and millions of dollars on figuring out how to solve that problem. And they did. They said, you know what? Every time someone buys a product, they actually do a smooth review. Hey, just give me a little review. Tell me what you think. Why don't you post a picture? I guarantee you, there's things that I would have never thought I would have bought online, but it's because I was able to go on Amazon. I was able to look at the video or look at the image of how it looks, because you got the beautified image, that the marketing team came up with, but it's always good to see someone's image that they took with their phone. So you're like, so it is true to color. It is true to size, right? So understanding that we subconsciously in this last 10 years have been trained to look at reviews before we make purchases. That's the same thing that's happening with someone that's going to do business with you. Most of the time, before a client decides to do a website with us, before they decide to do any marketing, any social media packages, they go and look at our website. They're like, oh yeah, I've seen your website. I've seen your logos. I've seen your websites that you've done. So I was impressed. I want to sit down and learn more about it. That's like 95% of our conversations go. So that's
good stuff. And then another question, the blog is my favorite part. How do I convert that into purchasing my services?
Oh, I love that. So
question by Brittany.
So we talk a lot about call to action, right?
CTA
and most of the time in the past, you would always have a specific sales page or whatever that you would handle all of that conversation on. So it'd be like, buy this product. This is the greatest product ever made. There are some testimonials of why people think this is the greatest product ever made. And you would normally control and have that entire conversation. Yeah.
Another one again.
Yeah, you would have that whole conversation. What's up, Carlos Cruz? How you doing, sir? Always a pleasure. But anyway, you would have that whole conversation. Oh man, I'm like the dude on the news and showing my knee. Yeah, I got on shorts, y'all. Sorry. Supposed to be professional. Anyway, we're just off script today. So Brittany. So that whole conversation would typically be controlled on the sales page. But what marketers started to understand over the years, it's like, wait a minute, I can turn all my blog posts into funnels as well. If I give you understanding on how to paint your house, at the end of that blog post, I can say, hey, listen, you want help with this process of painting your house? Click here and I can set up a call with you, or click here for my my digital product, my 30-minute training on how to paint your house, right? So they started to thank you, sir. They started to put that call to action right into the blog post, and nowadays it's a common practice. So that's how you want to do it. You want to blog, but be intentional with the blog. Know where you're taking the conversation. So if I'm telling you, hey, listen, I can show you how to paint your house. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm showing you how to paint your house, but ultimately, I want you to subscribe to my email list because I want to give you tips every month, or I want you to buy my training. I want you to get on a phone call with me so I can come out to your house and actually paint your house. So, that's kind of the strategy behind your blogs. Not only is it going to be integral on boosting your rankings on SEO, it's also going to be a sales tool for you. And the good news about it, and this kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier with your website, your website can be a salesman for you 24 hours a day. So you can be asleep, you can be on vacation, you can be working on another project, you can be doing whatever you want to do, and you can have your website designed in such a way where it drives a person from curiosity, we talked about this in another live, from curiosity to enlightenment to wanting to make a commitment. And that's kind of sales funnel. That's another live where we can get into it another time. But that pretty much sums up that question. Let me see if we got any more. And if y'all have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. Kim is tending to the kids. Quarantine has made us really agile with having to balance, the kids and business and work and everything, right? But I think we're going to come out of this a lot stronger because we've had to wear on these hats. So, but yeah, while I wait for Kim to come back, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to post it. What else would I say? And yeah, like I said, even though we're towards the end of this live, share it. Like it, share it with your friends. Share it with people that could benefit off. You might have some friend that was just saying, I need a website. I need to get this marketing going. I'm trying to sell these T-shirts. I'm trying to sell this book. I'm trying to sell, or I'm not even trying to sell anything. I just want people to listen to the music or whatever. Brandon Geeks, we got you. We want to give you a lot of this free content to just help you along. But then if you want to have that, you want to take this general information we're talking about and make it more specific to your scenario situation, then go ahead and get us on a call. We have our website. You can visit us at thebrandongeeks.com. If you want to schedule a call with us, it's thebrandongeeks.com/schedule a call. Schedule-a call. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know how you gotta put the dashes and everything on.
Yeah.
So, but it's just brandongeeks.com/schedule a call.
Good job. Good
I'm
job.
just tap dancing while you have the kids.
Good job.
We're gonna have them start doing this. Since they want to
Really?
be so busy.
I know. This time.
Okay.
Yeah. Just you would have to do it. I don't like any kind of certain things, rodents or anything, insects. Like insects. What?
Okay, cool.
Where you left off at?
I finished up.
Oh, you were telling them where to follow us.
We just chopping it up, what I'm saying? We was kicking it, these quarantine streets. Yeah.
Like Clete mentioned, follow us. Oh, good job. I know you did.
Oh, I did actually open up for questions.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't seem like you all have any, so we don't want to keep you all any longer. Going on almost an hour. But thank you all for joining us this week. Like we always say, we hope you all have a better than ever week. Please stay safe, stay healthy. Most of all, stay connected. And like Clete mentioned before, be sure to follow us at The Brandon Geeks on Facebook, on Instagram. Go ahead and check out our website at thebrandongeeks.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up as well. You can DM us or contact us on our website as well. And you're welcome. And that's it. We hope you all have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Yep.
Good night.
Good night.